Hi, class. I'm coming to you tonight because I wanted to talk to you about your research paper. I've gotten some phone calls and I've gotten some emails about some concerns or some questions, and I wanted to kind of clarify it for everybody. So the first thing is, yes, I want you to use Galileo sightings, and I want you to get your research articles from there. However, you can use your text. I did say you weren't allowed to use text, but you can, of course, use the text that we have. So I want to clarify that. But I don't want you using anything else. No journal articles, nothing you pull off online encyclopedias. I want it to be directly from Galileo because I want you to get used to that system. A lot of you already know how to write in APA style. A lot of this might be um, redundant information, but I just wanted to kind of do an overview. I am no expert in APA style at all, but I learned some tricks in my graduate program that allowed me to get a little bit more excited about research and how to do a research paper. Now, I'm not saying, oh boy, you need to get all excited about research paper, but I do expect that you should pick a topic that you're excited about from the chapter, anything. But I want you to pick one point from the entire book that stands out to you. So for me, let's use an example and start with that. So we want to start with active listening is something that I have really pulled from the book and I've learned things from and I'm excited about it. So that's what I've decided to do my paper on. So then I go to Galileo, I look up active listening and I find peer and related articles, and I look for those articles and pull them and read them and try to figure out which ones match what I believe and which don't or disagree. And once you have your article base, you're good. Then you set that aside. Now remember though, when you start, you want to go with one of the outlines that I posted. So you pick the topic, which would be of course active listening, and then you break it down in 3 points. What do you want to discuss about active listening? Okay, I want to talk about active listening and how it helps counselors. I want to talk, and then you want to find research for that. I want to talk about how active listening allows your client to feel trusted, and it forms a connection between counselor and client. You want to find articles about that. And then I want to discuss how it allows you to talk with your client and reflect on what they're saying to let them know that you're listening to them. And you find articles on that. So you basically have written your paper if you find articles that back up what you say or dispute what you say. And you want to share your thoughts in this paper. And I want it to be your paper. So I'm going to teach you how to do that a little better. And like I said before, some of you already know how to do this, but I just want to kind of just go through the basics so that you're clear and you feel comfortable about writing a paper. So I'm going to share my screen. I'll bring up a Word document. All right, if you look at the screen, let me make this larger just in case you can't see it as well on the other side. So let's make it 18. There we go. And this is just a quote that I pulled out of anywhere. What you want to do, this is how I want you to look at research. I want you to look at the article, read the article first, highlight just the areas that stand out to you that interest you. Also get a separate highlighter and highlight a quote or two that you really liked that you want to pull into the article for your in-text citation. So as you're going through, let's say that you've already picked the first topic and you've done your outline, and now you want to pull that from those papers, from the articles, the information from the articles. So you look at the articles, you review them, and then you start talking about what that article said in your own words. And then when you're done, what you want to do is at the very end of the sentence that you've created on your own and you haven't plagiarized, and the last thing you want to do, and a lot of students do, is just copy whatever is in the article. And you're not really reflected in the article yourself when you do that, and it's plagiarism and you're not allowed to do it, so don't. So if you look at the very end, you have a bracket at the end of the sentence that you just reviewed. Now that review could be a paragraph, 2 pages, whatever you want to sum up, that's what it's going to be. And then at the very end, you put bracket, Barnett with a capital for whoever the author is, comma, space, and then the year, which in this case is 2015, another bracket, and then a period. And you're going to do that, and you're going to go through all these articles, and you're going to pull the information out, and you're going to talk about how, in your own words, how you feel about the article, what you pulled from it. Now, in-text citations will occur within this. So how does that happen? All right, let's say you did the whole summary, And now you also have a quote. It could be from the same author, it could be from a different author, but you want it to fit it in. So let's say you want to put it there. You already have your quote written out. You're going to copy, you're going to cut it. Of course, in this case, it doesn't match, but it'll give you an idea of what you're supposed to put. So when you're quoting an author, this is what you want to put. According to Barnett, which is the author, and then you put a bracket, and then 2015, which is the year, another bracket, a comma, a space, and then you do your quotation. Active listening is one of the most amazing tools to use to aid in building client trust. End bracket, space, comma, small letter P, period, space, and then the page number, and then the bracket and a period again to end the sentence. So, and then of course you want to start the sentence off 2 spaces afterwards. So now you have an in-text citation, and you have your summary for the chapter, and you have your whole paragraph there, and you've already pulled it from the research, and it's in your words. So then you go, here's another example, a way of doing it. Barnett, bracket, 2015, whatever the year is, end bracket, so it's the author, and then the year, space, noted that he felt, and then you do a space, quotation, trust was linked to the active listening, and it was a useful tool to counselors from beginner to seasoned pro, end quote, space. Again, in the brackets, you want to put small letter P, period, space, and then the page number, and then end bracket. And this is an in-text citation, and you can quote. I wouldn't fill your paper up with a whole lot of those, but just the ones that really stand out to you in the article. Now, if you have more than one author, let's say you have Barnett, Lang, Sniff, and Burge, you want to put comma after each author and a space, and the very last one you want to put Sniff and Urge and Burge. You want to put the space, comma, then 2015 end bracket. If you use that author again, you do not have to retype all those authors because you've already used it once in your article. This is the only way you can do this, though, is you put Barnett et al. Period, comma, space, 2015 end bracket. Only if you're using that author again, so you don't, but the first time that you write multiple authors together and you quote it, that's what you have to do. But afterwards, it becomes much more simpler by using the et al. So those are the tricks that I learned how to do in-text citations. And when I started looking at articles, not like, wow, I've got 5 articles and I got to somehow pull all this together, use your outline. Do your outline first, find out what your topics are, research those topics individually, read the articles, highlight them, and then pull out what you want. And with one color highlighter, go ahead and pull out the quotes that you want to pull. And then with another one, highlight what you want to change in your own words and put in your own thought paper. So that's why I call it a thought essay paper, because I want you to start focusing on scholarly articles as being part of your thought process instead of someone else's. You're pulling from someone else's, but you're sharing your thoughts in your own paper. And that's the goal of the paper. So I hope that clarifies things, and I hope it helps you learn some very useful tips that helped me get through my graduate program. And of course, I'm not an expert on APA by any means, but this is definitely what completely aided me with my papers and being stressed out about papers. It made it so much streamlined and simpler for me. So thank you, and I hope that your papers are going to be awesome, and I know that you're going to do a good job because I have some of the best students in this class. So, all right, guys, thanks.